Where there's a will, there's a way.
That is so true. That is so true.
It's quite an interesting will, though.
Yeah. That's a lot of work, though.
Where it specifically says, hey, if I don't make it, you get this completely busted up car with another shell on top.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're going to do with it, but go ahead.
You know,
It's all yours, have fun with
like
it.
double racing they did, but instead of having any use, except there's no one controlling the top vehicle.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Yeah. Okay, can I bring up something that may start a fight? I don't necessarily mean to.
Okay.
Alright.
No, I mean, I have seriously been binge watching this whole Throttle House on YouTube.
Yep.
Because I just found out about him like a month or so ago, and so I've been like catching up with all their old videos. And I gotta say, them two dudes are funny. I mean, funny.
Yeah.
Could they possibly be the two-man modern Top Gear kind of thing?
That's not a fight, that's just the truth.
I was waiting for resistance on this one.
They're doing a better job presenting Top Gear than the actual Top Gear presenter.
The current,
Hell.
the problem is the way Top Gear is scripted. I don't think it'd fit those types of people. Because Top Gear is a scripted show, which then Clarkson May and Hammond made funny by working their best around the script because the BBC are annoying. That's why that's why Grand Touring needs a lot more free for them. That's why it's such a different show.
But this Throttle House is a scripted show too, and these two guys are hilarious. You have a Canadian and a British guy, and let's face it, they are hilarious together. They work just like the trio did, but there's only two of them. And honestly, I don't think it would work if they brought in a third person because they work as a pair perfectly.
Yeah, they've got really good chemistry. I don't know how funny they are. I haven't watched enough of their videos, but they're good together. They do bounce off each other really well.
It's hilarious. Like today, I got to laughing because he was trying to explain like the difference between the Alpina BMW, like the X5, I think.
Okay.
Don't hold me. I'd have to go back and rewatch it. And then he was talking about how when BMW builds something, he was comparing the actual BMW to the Alpina. And it was hilarious. He was showing like he was putting this ice cream in, and he had this like peach juice he was putting in, and one was like the and then the other one was the then he got the like the sportiness of it. And for the BMW, he had this cheeseburger, and he dumped that in the blender. And then for the Alpina, he has these nice berries. It's like blackberries and strawberries and all this. Well, was it Thomas, the British guy, walks in after he gets them blending them all up, pouring them into cups, and he's doing this comparison. And he goes, he's talking about how one's much more enjoyable than the other. And Thomas walks in and he goes, "Oh, a banana smoothie!" And he just starts downing the one with the cheese ground up in it. And it was like hilarious. It's all scripted, but it is so funny the way they work together. And it's like, dude, this is great. It's like, the whole, it kind of reminds you of how old Top Gear used to be.
Yeah. 2002 to 2015. Yeah.
Yeah. But their small YouTube channel. And it's like, really, this is hilarious, man. How do you guys not get an actual TV show?
Honestly, I think they could make it into a TV show.
Yeah, they could definitely.
It already is somewhat of a TV show.
Yeah, I mean, their production's pretty good, and obviously they got the access to the cars. I mean,
Yeah. So you haven't begun any kind of fight, Doug. We're all agreeing with you. Those two guys were amazingly together, and they're much better than the actual taco presenters now.
As much as I like the current presenters, I think you're right, Doug. Because I've been enjoying the past couple of seasons, but even then, I think with Doug on this one, they would be better.
Yeah.
I still think Harris should have his own show where he just he's perfect for that.
Immediately, yes.
Dry until he got hired for Top Gear. I mean, you can't.
He should ditch the two cricket players and just make his own show.
If Top knocked on your door and said, "We have a vacancy as presenter. Would you like to go?" You're not going to say no, are you?
Yeah.
So.
Another good channel though. That's I think giving Chris Harris a run for his money when they have the Top Gear videos is Carfection on YouTube.
Yes.
Holy crap! The production value is off the charts. It's as good as Top Gear, if not slightly better, because there's a little bit more of an artistry to the way that they shoot the video. It's good. It's pretty. The new 992 911 GT3 review that had a good beginning. The rest, they have a good review on the Aston Martin DBX actually. That one's pretty good.
I have to check out. Is Car Affection?
Yep, like car perfection, but with the affection part. Yep.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, love their presentation.
If you go old Top Gear, there's a guy called JM. He had a Drive Tribe account for a short while.
James May.
Sorry. If he does the way he films is like old Top Gear reviews, like Quentin, like the way Quentin would film a film, and I love that old slow style TV. Yeah, and I enjoy that. And I find his videos really interesting. He does literally everything. I think he went one episode he had a 80 grand Audi A, and then the next episode he had a 6 grand Citroen C6.
There you go.
That's it. Yeah. Got a wide variety of vehicles on that.
Yeah. You know what a good channel is though for like car build? Hold on. Excuse me, for car build and stuff. Tavares. He has so many different builds. He has the McLaren. He had the Pimp My Ride, Chrysler. I think it was a Chrysler Town and Country. Then you have Car Trek on his channel as well. It's like, my God, that man's busy.
Yeah.
It is amazing that. Oh, go ahead.
Then you have the Veyron he has, which.
Yeah.
I did not know he had a Veyron. Oh my God.
That was in, that was in one of the latest Drive Tribe videos.
His Civic Veyron.
I did not. Okay, I didn't know about that.
It's an actual. Yeah, it's the Civic. That
I see.
Made into a Bugatti.
Gotcha.
Why?
Because he doesn't have enough money for an actual one, I guess.
One of the doctors in town
I think
had a Pontiac Fiero that he tried to push off as a Lamborghini. It's like, really? Really?
Oh my God.
First of all, I've never heard a Lamborghini sound like that, but anyway.
Yeah, I've never heard of a Lambo V10 sounding like that, but okay.
The Pontiac Fiero four-cylinder.
See, if the Veyron actually looks good though, if the kit car looks good, which they rarely do, they have the benefit of also having a really cheap but reliable Veyron that doesn't take a lot of money to replace parts on.
Yeah.
Look good.
Okay, never mind.
But let's face it, you really want the real Veyron.
Oh yeah.
You want the real thing.
I mean, the Veyron isn't a car you get for the prettiness. It's a car you get for a W16.
Mm-hmm.
Now wait a minute. Oh wait. I think the Veyron's a good-looking car. I do.
I think it's that good. Like, I think a DB9 looks better than the Veyron.
I think the Chiron looks better than the Veyron.
Yeah, the Chiron. That question's asked. I don't think the Veyron is that good.
It's okay. The only time I get iffy on the Chiron is from the back. I like the Veyron butt better, but the Chiron it's too open.
I think the Veyron's butt is like, you know those explicit photos of like prostitutes? And you get it? Yeah. It looks like that. I'm trying to make this show non-kid friendly, but seriously, it doesn't look that good.
My problem with the Veyron's rear is it kind of looks like a car that's been wide bodied, but it hasn't. So for some reason, because the rear fenders are so wide, it doesn't look in proportion.
Oh yeah, because you have the normal body, and then you have the grafted on.
Yeah, and then you have the little hoops that divide them, and it makes it look a bit funny. Little chrome.
Now the only Veyron I've seen that I thought nope is there's when people do the two-tone beige and brown. Why in the world do you think? How boring is your life that you went into a Veyron dealership and said, yes, I want one in beige and chocolate brown?
Next week on Drive Tribe, they'll be announcing James May has bought a Bugatti Veyron.
Yeah. So what the person did was they went to the dealership and said, hey, I want poop brown and I want diarrhea brown on my car. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Baby diarrhea brown. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be allowed to have brown cars anymore. I think it should be outlawed.
I think exemptions should be allowed because some are okay, but not many.
Name one.
That Viper I sent a while ago.
Yeah, actually, I'll agree with you on that. That one looks okay.
It's probably mostly because it has the stripes on it, though.
Actually, I think I may begin a fight with what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Genuinely, this might be a fight. Brown on the inside, like brown leather seats on like an Audi AA, BMW 750 IL. Brown interior, I think it looks okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too. It looks nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Better than the black interior you get on literally every. The problem is people order cars for the next owner. They order a car because it was used car sale. So you get a black car with the with the inoffensive wheels, with the black interior, and it just looks dull.
Yep, I'm 100% with you
there. Someone was conflicted about being a gangster.
The thing with the brown interior, Leela, is the fact. I think if it's like the natural brown color of leather, it's fine. But it's when they take leather and then try to dye it a certain color of brown is when it goes wrong. Because I have seen a few cars where the natural leather is a darker brown, and that's fine. But then you get into, I'm going to call out some trucks here. The Ford Rancher, the top end Ford F-150s. That's a different. That looks like a dyed brown, and that don't look good. It don't. And once you get into that, I think that's horrible, and I don't care for those. Brown interiors can get iffy. They can, definitely. And if it's brown Volgalore, no.
No. I'm explicitly talking about brown leather. Brown leather interior. I probably didn't make that clear. Yeah. But brown leather is okay for me. But yeah, brown cloth, sport cloth, fake leather, Volgalore, any of that, no.
Could go for leather to design a brown cloth seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, how dull must your life be?
Right. No, I'm with you. I think brown interiors can be fine, as long as it's not on everything.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, as long as there's something mixing it up. Yeah.
Especially in some of the old cars, you get in, they do have the brown leather and stuff, and that's fine. Do you remember? The '80s models. I believe it was BMWs. They would have the black and brown seats with the black interior. Oh, it just looks like you're stepping into a bad Elmer Fudge cookie, or Keebler cookie or something.
You know the
leather?
the BMW M3 that Hammond had when they went to Germany.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not quite it. No, that's a bad combo. That is a bad combo.
That was horrible.
Was that it had that black seat back or it had some seat back that wasn't brown on top of everything else, so it was just a poor combination. It was like a caramel and then a dark chocolate. It was like
it looks like folded plastic toys together. They just connect the two pieces together.
Yeah. It was like a bad sport jacket.
It was like one of those bad it was like one of those Bugattis that Doug was talking about, the baby poop brown and the actual like adult poop brown. Those two shades blended.
Now, the interior I don't like, and they're still kind of doing it. Old VWs and Porsches, which same thing, had the plaid interior.
Plaid.
It looked like somebody cut up a plaid shirt and decided to make seat covers out of it.
I remember that back on. You can get that on. Golfs, I think.
Yeah. I think that's actually the only way that it would look okay is if you had it on a Golf GTI.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I prefer if it was leather versus leather every day. But honestly, the plain cloth seats they look okay in pictures, but after about 5 minutes, they look terrible of actual use. And I think the plaid kind of breaks that up a bit.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I think you're the odd one out there, though, because I'm with the other two on this one. I quite like it because to me because all interiors are so serious. They're all the same. They're all black, and it's like, wow, a plaid interior. Like it's a weird choice for sure, but it's something very different. Like you don't see automakers putting on the seat backs the face of Pac-Man. You don't see them putting the Punisher logo on it, or or skulls or like nothing. Plaid is a weird choice, but I like the variance, if nothing else, because it's better than just an entirely black interior. I mean, because you also have the black seat back and then the golf ball gear knob as well. It's like that is a car that doesn't take itself seriously. That's kind of a funny environment to be in.
But then again, it's not supposed to, because it's a Golf GTI. It's a hot hatch. It's supposed to be fun and kind of quirky and out of the box. And next to the plain black leather seats, you think, okay, do you want? Well, of course, for me, I live down south. It's hot 6 months out of the year. You don't want a black interior in Texas because that's just too hot.
Yeah.
So the Plaid, it breaks it up, like Cody said, and it's a better choice than black because you won't step into a car in the middle of August when it's 105 degrees out and melt your face off.
Yeah, but it's like saying, you know what? I'm tired of wearing black pants, so what I'm going to do is get me some plaid ones.
No,
stop.
Golf enthusiast alone, golf enthusiast.
No, don't do it. Don't, and it's the same thing to me. If I jumped in there, it's like, this is a golfer's car, and why don't I just get the little fuzzy thing that they wear on top of their hats and just glue it to the top of my car and just say, hey,
One of those little, like, Santa snowball things.
Yeah,
Santa hat thing, yeah.
I don't like the plaid interiors.
Or just put X-Pad on the front at that point.
I don't agree with those. That would be my biggest gripe. But I am with you on the leather, especially black. Like in Ohio, I mean, we're not as bad as Texas, but you take a 98-degree day and your car's been sitting in the parking lot all day, and you jump in that thing, especially if you have shorts on, it's like your thighs are cooking like bacon on that seat, man. I mean, just. And I don't care what people say, you can have heated or cool seats, but you still got to sit on them, get that car started, and let them cool down first. So,
well, this is actually quite a useful tool comes to handy, and actually I saw it like being used because my friends or my parents' friends have the new Hyundai Santa Fe. It's the top of the line one, and they have this feature where you can actually turn it on from this app on your phone, and you can put on the AC and the cool seats. And I'm like, how convenient is that?
There is a problem with retrofitting those kits. Someone got pinned between, I think it was a Golf and an IS200, which had that kit retrofitted because it was a manual. So when he fired it up, it slowly crept forward, and it crept forward and pinned the person in between the cars. And I can't remember if he died or not because he was pinned between there so long. Because someone had retrofitted an auto start feature.
That's not good.
That's where you always have the handbrake on when you leave. Because that would have prevented that.
Yeah. That's just a bad driver.
Mm-hmm.
See, what happened though is he got out, shut the car off, and then put it in focus gear instead of putting on the handbrake. And then when it turns on again, it just crept forward and fucking killed him.
There is a series of stupid ideas that happen there.
Oh, yeah.
There is a trail of doo-doo to that.
Yeah.
Darwin Awards, they're calling him from beyond the grave.
Oh my god, yes. Evolution at its finest.
I think he was in an apartment or something, fired his car because he was going down. And some poor sod who was crossing in between got trapped.
Mm. Oh, so okay.
So it wasn't even him, it was just some passerby getting innocently killed by some dude's shoddy aftermarket starting facility. Yeah.
That is bad, though.
I think he could press charges on the basis of inattentiveness, and he might actually win that case.
Maybe we could.
The thing is, though, he's dead, so he can't do anything.
The Darwin Award goes to the person who. The Darwin Award goes to the person who is driving the car. Therefore, he is at fault. If you trust to drive the car, you're the one who trusted it and bought it. You're the one who gets in trouble. If enough happens that the company gets in trouble, then they've got their problems. On top of that.
Yeah.
Well, then that brings the question up of certain aftermarket things. I mean, should they be allowed? I mean, should you just let the manufacturer put it in, which we kind of have to. Foreign sort of car, But there again, if it requires something like that where it's a standard and the person don't apply the handbrake, well, that's just stupidity. But we also have a world full of those people. So hey.
I mean, I think India banned modification of cars entirely.
Yeah.
See, but that's just communism.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be
not
helpful.
They banned everything.
See, okay. The thing about India, doesn't matter that they banned car mods. None of the cars are in good enough condition to mod anyway. They're all like the car mods aren't what was getting people killed. It was the shall we say lack of driving discipline. Let's be diplomatic about that. That gets them in trouble.
People did have Mustangs, and in fact, a lot of hot hatches there pre-come with graphics because you can't fit them anymore. So there's a Polo GTI comes with graphics. The Abarth Grande Punto, don't know if that's the name you remember, comes with big scorpion graphics on it.
Right. It's to hide all the dents and scratches because, like Cody said, lack of driving discipline. It's just get out on the road and go. It doesn't matter. There's no real driving.
It's like in Vietnam. I've actually been like sitting in a tuk-tuk going down like a main street in Vietnam, and you see people coming up bikes, like mopeds, SUVs, limos, BMW 7 Series limos, and they're all just going, and there's no stop signs, there's no stoplights, people just go when they want, and somehow not too many people get killed. How?
I've been to India before, and it is not many. I mean, it's chaos, but not many people actually get hurt by the end of said chaos.
Yeah.
I only saw one guy in Vietnam have an accident, and that was like a pretty lengthy trip I went, and I only saw one guy have an accident.
Sounds like you have non-war stories there, Leo.
Right?
No, the guy who had the accident has war stories. He was actually in a pretty bad way. He had like a whole head concussion.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Right.
I saw a crash in Suzuki, but the airbag didn't go off, but there was no blood in it, and the door was open. So what I imagined was the driver realised the car was going to have an accident, and he must have bailed out.
He did what Jezza was going to do in Colorado going down that ski slope.